move this mountain. I just don't see it any other way. I'm too weak to make the climb. I need a miracle this time. That's when.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home. We're on IC Radio in town in Geraldine, Alabama. We're your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television. We're on channel 182. That's in North Alabama, Charter Communications. And Mary Kat didn't tell you, but we're on worldwide also. We have
gee.
Oh, yeah, this is awesome. We're on Abundant TV. They're out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And they are also, you can find us on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. You can also find us on the internet. You can find us on our radio station as well. The website, if you'd like to go ahead and download the apps, it's free of charge. You can go to icradio.media and find us that way as well. A lot of folks find us on all the social media pages, and if it's a social media page, we're on it. So we look forward to sharing that with you as well. I have a real good friend. Her name is Mary Kay Carlton. This lady is awesome. And I've learned so much from her, not only about the program Nourish One Child, but also how to eat right. So Mary Kay, I think sometimes, you know how I eat. We have a farm and, we raise our own food and stuff.
Right.
And so we do eat good. But there's something I'm going to tell you, when you got all this pollen and stuff around all over the place, we got summertime, but you'll be happy to know this, Mary Kay. I'm a beekeeper now.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
When we rob the hives, I'll send you some honey. How about that?
I would love that. I would love that, because they say honey from local, within our area, is really good for allergies and things like that.
It is. And there's a Beekeepers Association. They're a club, and I'm part of that club. And I'll tell you, I love those folks. It's out of Jackson County, and we have it in the Alpha building. It's once a month. It's always on the first Thursday of every month. You can learn so much from those folks who've been doing this for a long time.
A long time ago, a club I'm in, we had a speaker come talk to us about it, and it was quite interesting. One of my classmates from high school, which is many years ago, his family owned a beekeeping business there in a little town in Northern Virginia. And we would go buy our honey, from them. And I believe I don't think his family owns it now, but I think, they're still in business.
Yeah, you are. You know how ambitious I am. I started out with, Phil and I both started out with 2 hives, and I'm planning on having 10 next year, 10 hives.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Got a waiting list of people who want the honey. So,
well, please put me on, because I love a peanut butter and honey sandwich. That's
so good. Let's put this on pause for a minute. Let me go make one. No, I'm joking. Well, you're a part of a program, and we really, really appreciate you doing this. It's the 2022 Nourish One Child Moms Sale. You've got that going on. But first, let's talk about Nourish One. What is Nourish One Child?
Well, Nourish One Child started 10 years ago. It was actually a program out of a Sunday school class at First Methodist. We were studying childhood hunger here in Scottsboro, and we had a doctor and teachers, and they kept talking about, this problem of children coming to school hungry after the weekend. And, we finally one day, and as you know, I said, well, are we just going to talk about it, or are we going to do something?
Yes.
You either make a decision to do something or not to do something. Right. And so a volunteer, a friend of mine, former neighbor, said, well, I can go up to Athens, Tennessee. The church we moved from had a program similar to what we sort of were talking about, where they send food home on the weekend. So she did, Sandy Stinson, and she and her husband, Dave, who was head of Belfont at that time, made a donation to get us started. We started with 25 children at Brownwood Elementary School, and now, 10 years later, we serve all Scottsboro City schools, and we are at 336 children this year. So it has grown quite a bit. The community has supported it tremendously. We have added. We started out with 8 items in a bag to send home on the weekend. We're now up to 12. We tried. You want to send more protein home with them. So, that's our program is called Nourish One Child here in Scottsboro. Now, there are backpack programs in every Jackson County school now. That wasn't the case when, but they're all individual. Some in a community are sponsored by a church. Upper Sand Mountain Parish, I believe, sponsors 4 different communities, Stevenson, Skyline, but there is one in every elementary and high school. So there are actually 12 programs, but they serve about 17, 18 schools. So.
Wow, that's really good. We're talking about I think the first time I ever spoke to you, I was thinking weekend, Saturday and Sunday, but then you were telling me, actually, no, it starts on Friday night when there is no supper at the house.
Right. And then we have had virtual days, like not this week, but the week before they had a virtual day on Friday. So sometimes it starts on Thursday night.
Right.
We try to send some extra food. We had not started our program yet on that virtual day, but we always have a school calendar and are trying to, if we can, add, extra items. I'll tell you, one of our biggest challenges this year is going to be the cost of food.
Yeah.
Last year, the challenge was we couldn't get some of it, like something as simple as animal crackers. Well, this year we can get animal crackers, but when we picked up our food last week, normally it'd run around 2,200, give or take 100 or so. It was 2,700 this year on the first week for 336 children. So you can imagine, ours is a year-round program. This summer, Trinity Baptist and Calvary Baptist each took a week, and they paid for the food and packed it and took it to summer programs that were going on. And we saw some increase in that too, but it really hit home when we were doing the 335, 336, and we knew we were going to have an increase. So we really need lots of community support. The mom sale you mentioned is really this year probably our major fundraiser. They were so beautiful last year. We are using the same supplier. We sold 630 mums last year. Our price went up $1 per mum, but we decided we would sell them at the same thing we sold them for last year. We just sell more.
There you go.
The difference, because we want to pass that along. So they're $20. Orders can be taken up through the 7th of September. They will be delivered on the 17th of September. And Calvary Baptist, which is right on Highway 72, we did this there last year, has a wonderful way to drive in and, pick up their mums and drive out. So we will be, people will be picking them up there. They do not have to pay until they pick up. If they do not pick up or make arrangements by 3 o'clock that afternoon, then we sell them, and we have no problem selling them. So we just determined that this was an easier way for our volunteers to manage, not the money as well as the pickup type thing.
Right. Well, you have several cheerleaders for you guys out in the community. One of those being Tommy Haynes. And I'm going to tell you what, he speaks very highly of you, very highly.
Well, thank you. He was really the one who got our coalition started, which is called Food for Thought. It's been in existence now, I guess this is the 5th year, I believe. And we did send a letter out about a month ago, and we're right in the midst of getting donations. I got a call today, wanted to verify our address from West Rock. They've always been a supporter. We last week, Alabama Farmers Federation gave us $7,000. We're excited about that. We did a drive at Foodland, and all 3 Jackson County locations of almost 3,000 from that. First Southern Bank just finished up their drive. We don't have a total yet from them. So we have received quite a few generous donations. Last year we collected almost $50,000. Now that money gets split amongst all the backpack programs. Like I have a volunteer right now that's getting in touch with each of the programs and finding out how many children they serve. So we add up how much we took in, we divide it by how many children, like 1,000, let's say, in the city and county together. And then that's like per child. And then if a school has 60, they would get 60 times that amount. Now we do have some of our donations that were designated to businesses out in Hollywood. I'm sorry, my nose is this allergy stuff. We have 2 businesses out in Hollywood, and they designated theirs for the Hollywood program. And we, so someone can designate if they have a certain school, a program they want designated.
Cool. Now you mentioned volunteers. Do you currently need more volunteers for anything else?
Well, of course, we always like new volunteers. We have, as I say, many of our faithful volunteers who've been with us from the beginning. But we are always adding new volunteers. We had some new, our first week to pack was last week, and we had a new couple come. And we always are looking for new volunteers because most people can't come every week. And so, how many we have fluctuates a little bit. 336 children is a lot of bags to pack. And part of the work is preparation, in that Gene and other gentlemen from our church or friends of his pick up the food and then bring it to the fellowship campus, which is behind Piggly Wiggly. And then we have to get it out of the truck, set it on the table. We have to open up all the boxes and get everything ready so that we can start putting food in the bags. And we walk around the table. It's a very healthy volunteer job. We have determined that most of the time you will at least have walked 2.5 miles by the time you finish packing. So it's not just one of those where volunteer opportunities where you're not going to personally benefit. I mean, you personally will feel good about it, but you also physically will benefit from it.
But something else I thought of too, because in Scottsboro and in Jackson County is growing. I mean, almost every time I come, I'm seeing some new businesses come in. And with that generally means a lot of folks are being transferred from other areas into Jackson County, which is another awesome thing. We'll be glad to take you on in. But if you're the spouse of someone who has just been transferred and you're brand new to the area, this is a great way to meet the cream of the crop of the area. You're meeting the best.
It is, and we have fun. There's a lot of talking that goes on as you walk around the line. New friendships made. We have volunteers from different churches that come. We have groups who want to sign up to volunteer, and we just ask for 2 weeks notice, and we can do it in an evening too. So we try to accommodate anyone that wants to get involved, with the program.
Now, is it best when people want to give? Is it best that they just send money, or could they also, maybe if they own a grocery store, could they just donate food?
Well, yes, of course, it's easier if they donate money, because then we can use it where, for instance, our protein are high cost items. Well, we just had a real nice drive of food out at Google. And they brought in quite a few protein items. So we were real pleased with that. A lot of times we get things like chips and the fruits, which are great, but if they donate the money, then we can use it where, it's most, when I say most needed, because it's real important that we get protein to these children too. And every week they get macaroni and cheese and, single serve, and Chef Boyardee or Slim Jims or ravioli or, that kind of thing. But either one, we do have a list. It's on our website, nourishonechild.com, and they can go there and look at that list, print it out. They also can donate money on that website. There's a donate button on nourishonechild.com. And I have to also remember to make sure to check the email, because we get notification when we get a email right after Christmas. I guess it was just so busy, that few days. And I was one night looked, and we had a wonderful $5,000 end of the year donation, and I was kind of yelling, and she said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "We just got back." It was kind of like our first one from our website. So we just got our website up and going last year. Nourish One Child is a 501c3, so all donations are tax deductible, both monetary and otherwise. And we have a tax form which we can send to them, and so we just would appreciate any support and want more information. There's a place on our website they can send us an email, and we'll respond to it. And
I wanted to mention this too, and this actually has something to do with food and what it's about. Help some of us understand why protein is so important.
Well, it builds particularly the bone, gives the bones, and it's also substance. We talk about these children being hungry. Some of food items, they're, they don't stay with you as long. Right. Where like a protein, when you eat a protein, usually it stays longer in terms of you're not getting hungry quite as quick type of thing.
Yeah, I know when you're dieting, you can kind of stay away from food a little bit longer when you eat proteins.
That's correct. That's correct.
Absolutely. Now, what about drinking? Because I know, a lot of kids want a cola. The first thing to do when they come in, let's talk about colas.
Well, of course, we don't put colas. We do put fruit juice. And we do put every week either chocolate milk or a chocolate flavored drink. And these are shelf stable. See, everything has to be shelf stable. We used to do shelf stable white milk. Well, we found the kids didn't like it, so we quit putting it in. And so we kind of alternate between pure chocolate milk or shelf stable and a chocolate flavored drink, which but the numbers are still high in terms of the protein and that, but we always send a fruit juice of some sort.
That's great. Water's good for you. You get yourself used to drinking water, and so now colas are just a little bit too strong for me. Yeah, I've got a teacup, but it's got water in it.
Yeah, I was going to say, see, I've got my water. I had to take a drink of water. I'm trying to drink. I've started working out, and just to be particularly work on the core. And one of the things, my lady that's helping me says water, 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 water. And I've never disliked water. I just have to slow down long enough. But I particularly when I was ill with the COVID, everybody said, drink lots of water, drink lots of water. Well, I did, and I'm still drinking.
But just whatever you get used to. Now, you'll probably hit me on top of the head next time you see me for this. I got to have my coffee. And I have heard that for 1 cup of coffee, you've got to drink 3 cups of water to take care of being dehydrated.
Well, my husband drinks coffee. I've never liked coffee. During the winter, I drink sometimes sleepy time tea or some of the herbal, kinds of things. Now, this is true confession. Most days I have my 1 cola, but it's one, and I never finish it. I never finish it. So,
well, and let me ask you this, because it's hard for me to drink a cola, and we're getting a little bit off it. We're going to get back to Nourish One Child again in just a second. I got to ask you this. Okay, so drinking colas. Okay, I can hardly stand to drink a cola that has sugar in it. I mean, it's just too much for me. So I usually drink diet colas, but how good are they for you?
Well, of course, I can't drink diet colas because the diet drink gives me a headache. So that's why I say I try to limit myself.
It's what you get used to.
Yeah, and it is what you get used to. But there are some artificial sweeteners that don't bother me, but most of the soft drinks don't have that in them. So.
My mother, when I grew up, she was on a diet all the time, and she used to drink these awful tasting tabs. They were just.
I knew you were.
Those were horrible. She never had to worry about it.
I never had one, but friends did. Friends did, yeah.
But anyway, so I have Mary Kay Carlton with me. We're talking about Nourish One Child, the Mom's Sale. I want to say I love moms this time of the year.
Well, like I said, we're very excited. 7th, we quit taking orders. 17th, they'll be delivered. And, they can contact me. Or we have a list at the church I go to, First Methodist Church. You can call them and order. Also, the secretary helps us out. But like I say, you don't have to pay until you pick up. But if you don't pick up by 3 that day, 12 to 3, they get sold. But, that might be easy for some people to remember, as far as calling. But you have my phone number. They can call you and you can give it to them. Also on Facebook, they can go to Mary Kay Carlton. And I've been taking orders this weekend. I had a couple of volunteers got started last week, but I didn't get started on mine until Saturday. But we've already sold probably 250 at least. And last year, so we know we're going to reach our goal. It's just, we're excited. It's a major fundraiser that we do, and we have great volunteers that go and pick up the moms. The supplier has 1 truck, but we have to rent other trucks to go get them, and volunteers. I think we're going to have a group from Scottsboro High School come help us unload. So people have just been so amazing to help with this program.
I think so too. I think it's been really awesome. I wanted to mention this, a number of businesses, manufacturing companies, or it could be retail establishments, you really care about what the outside of your business looks like. And just picking up some of those moms would be, it would really add a lot of brightness to your business.
Well, and we do get businesses who buy them for, they're outside. I know last year, and I have to contact them, but I know last year Main Street bought moms to put around the square, and we really appreciated that. And so we kind of decorate the city. I call it, not for Christmas, but we decorate it for fall.
And, absolutely. And I've also thought of a lot of businesses, because I used to work for GTE Corporate, and GTE Corporate was always they always wanted their employees to be involved in the community. So this will be a great way for you to be with your business and just really do something great for the community. Is it possible for a business, if they would like, their employees could actually donate every month to the program?
Yes, they can, and we do have that. We also have a bank, that Bancorp, that's going to start sending 2 volunteers each week.
Good.
So, and that just sort of reminded me, I was supposed to take them by a mom order form this morning, and I'm, me, I always have something else going on my plate. I'm in charge of our church's 151st anniversary celebration of the Methodist Church here in Scottsboro, of the First Methodist Church. And so that's this coming weekend. And so I was supposed to take a form by one of the banks this morning, and I forgot. So when I go out later, I will do that.
You'll be there. Don't you worry about that.
Well, like I said, But yes, and they're going to be sending 2 volunteers each week. You know.
That's awesome. 1 minute left. What would you like to tell the folks before you go?
Well, I just really want to say thank you to all the support that we get. We have clubs that support us. The Lions Club has been one for the last several years. We have, there's so many, there's corporations, individual. This is not something that is just, it is truly community supported. And I just want to say thank you, because we would, when we talk to other backpack programs in other areas, they cannot believe the support that we get from the community. And it's just wonderful. Pandemic, we're spending $8,000-9,000 a week to feed 400 children 3 times a week. The school system delivered. And I woke up right after the schools closed that Monday, and I thought, the school system wants us to do this. Where's the money going to come from? And I get a call from the Bynum Foundation saying, do you need money?
Yes.
And I started crying, of course. I mean, because you don't know, and a friend of mine gave me for my birthday, which our birthdays are days apart, but it was back in July, but we didn't get to celebrate. She gave me a little wood kind of plaque kind of thing, and it says, believe. I believe that we always will find a way to feed these children. And while it's not as much as I'd like to do, it is more than we began with. And, we're there. And the fact that we do a year-round program and have the support of Trinity and Calvary in the summer, I just give thanks for all those, because I do believe that the community will support this program.
I do too. They have for a long time. But I think your passion and the passion of everybody who volunteers is the reason why. Because I want to tell you, that really makes everybody, it gives you the drive to give more.
Well, thank you. And I always enjoy talking to you, and we'll hope to talk to you again come fall. I'll put on another hat, United Methodist Women for Fall Festival.
You'll be doing that, no doubt. Folks, let's go ahead and thank you, Mary Kay, for being on the show. And thank you for everything you do. We definitely appreciate that. A lot of kids do. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching. We're going to be back shortly with another awesome guest like this one. We'll be back shortly.